So yesterday I went live and I gave my metaphysical review on this term, the divine whore, or the word hoe that has plagued our women for decades, okay? And I wanted to kind of look into this word and look into this term that we have so loosely thrown out to women and men alike. And I used the movie Pretty Woman as a metaphysical example. Now, movies are not what you think. Hollywood directors are not what you think. Okay? These are not just normal people who just went to college somewhere and grew up and figured out how to get into the Hollywood and make movies. You know, you gotta seek who these people are and really search through they bloodlines and families and ties and see the type of shit that they come from. Okay? But I gave a metaphysical review on the divine whore, and I used the movie Pretty Woman. Now, movies have a lot of messages in it, and they're very metaphysical. For instance, I'll take any random movie like the movie Predator. If you've seen Predator 1 with Arnold Schwarzenegger back in the day, you notice that this creature comes from some system or star system in the sky, lands on planet Earth, and he has dreads. You know what I'm saying? Something that's very familiar to obviously black people. And if you notice in the movie, he doesn't kill any black people. He only goes for white people. Kills all of these white people. And he would not touch a black person in that movie until the black characters, Bill Duke and Carl Weathers, until they try to kill him. You understand what I'm saying? And then and only then did he try to murder anybody black. This is a metaphysical message to us. And a lot of people don't know how to decode movies like that. Or even the fact that Marvel has a lot of metaphysics inside of it. Like Storm is the African goddess Oya, and Thor is Shango. So there's things that, you know, we could clearly tie to movies that we can also tie to African spiritualism or spiritualism in general. Now, the movie Pretty Woman, you have, I think, Richard Gere, I think is his name, and you have Julia Roberts, who plays Vivian. Now, instantly, when he meets Vivian, he's charmed by her, okay? Remember, he had that sports car that he couldn't drive. He didn't know how to drive, but she knew all the ins and outs of the sports car. He's looking at her like, wow, you know what I'm saying? And the whole time, he's very impressed by this woman who's a prostitute, right? And throughout the movie, she continues to impress him, and all she trying to do is get down to business. Like, yo, I cost this much, let's get to business. She start going for his belt, and he's like, wait, you know, I just kind of want to pay you to spend some time with me, you know. So they kind of take it easy, and you know, even throughout the movie, you start to see how he starts to really fall in love with her, and he's trying to expose her and show her different things in life. So, you know, towards, you know, the middle of the movie, even one of his homeboys was like, yo, you taking this girl serious, like this, she's a prostitute. He even trying to rape her or come on to her, and he fought off his own friend. Now, I'm trying to tie this into something that as men we could all relate, because this is really for the men, but it's important for women to chime in on this discussion, because y'all need to know certain things about the thought process and how men really feel about these types of things, right? Now, every girl talks about this side chick, and I want to kind of chime in on why the side chick is so divine and so important. A lot of people are in relationships. A lot of women are in relationships with men, and they think they got it all down. You know, I cook, I clean, I suck his dick, I do all that. And you think because you're present there and you're doing that in this relationship that it tops all, it trumps all, but it doesn't. A lot of the times a man is involved with a woman in a relationship and he is really not satisfied. He's not happy. Despite all the things his wife thinks she could do efficiently, and she's this pleaser, what she doesn't know is that there's somebody else that's more efficient than you. And what happens is you end up with this good woman on paper. Oh, you know, my mom's wanted me to marry her because she have a good job. She's a good mom, you know, all this stuff. But truly inside, she don't ignite your spirit. And this can happen in reverse. There's a lot of women who's married to men who is a good provider. He's straight like a board. He's the idealistic husband, but she's not really happy with him. She's more happy with Mike, that is a cashier at CVS, because he was busting her ass and really giving her a different experience in intimacy and in conversation and just vibe. Sometimes it's about vibe. There's a lot of men also who's married to a woman right now. She thinks she got it all down pat, but he's not happy. And the problem is, in our relationships, we are not honest. We are not comfortable with telling our spouses what we really feel. We're not comfortable with expressing our true desires and what we really like. And the fact of the matter is, there's some side chick out there that ain't bothering your man, ain't hounding your man. When he come over there, she got weed rolled up, food cooked, and she's fucking sucking his toes. And here it is, as a wife, you think that you've been doing everything, but there's something else involved, and you haven't really sought that out. We have to really start to understand one of the major problems in our relationships is that we're not honest enough with each other to recognize the fact that when we encounter issues in our relationships, we don't know how to sit down and say, yo, you know what? This is what it is. Let me spell it out for you. This is my issues with you. This is the problems that I have, and this is what's lacking. These are the things that we have to, as adults, master, especially when you are in a long-term relationship with somebody. You have to be explicitly honest, whether it's about sex, whether it's about, just the adventures that you want. I'm sniffing because I got a cold. But at the end of the day, yesterday I really got into this conversation, and I went live, and IG deleted everything. So I'm really trying to get back to the core concept of this conversation. Now, the problem is, there's a lot of men who are truly in love with a woman who has the sexual tactic to please him better than any woman he has encountered, because men are less complex as far as what they want in a woman than others. Now, don't get me wrong, we don't want an idiot, and we want somebody that has the potential and the drive, but what men really truly want is a woman that he can adore and that can please him differently from other women. And when you find that, when you run into that, but she happens to be a woman who has slept with several niggas that if you go to a party and you standing around drinking with 2-3 niggas, and she could look over there at the table that y'all at and say, yo, I fuck all of them niggas. A lot of men is in love with that girl and don't know how to say it, don't know how to love her, is ashamed to love her because he knows her past. And we have thrown away great women of potential because of this. And we have shamed them because of this. I myself have made connections with women that I was really into and would not look beyond them because I knew how promiscuous she was maybe a few years prior, or maybe she slept with 2-3 niggas that I know. And the problem is, men have the ego in this term as far as like, if I start falling in love with this girl, and here it is, one of these niggas want to get fly on me one day, and I'm playing basketball, and I'm busting this nigga ass, and we start arguing and shit, and then, we start going back and forth, and he end up saying, that's why I fucked your bitch. Now I gotta kill him and all the witnesses, and then my life is over. You know what I'm saying? So niggas be trying to avoid that shit, and a lot of women don't understand why they can't find love. It's because they may have made some pretty bad decisions as a younger woman or even as an older woman, and they can't cover it up because at the end of the day, niggas is not trying to hear that. So what they do is end up deleting their whole Instagram and shit and starting all over trying to, wash themselves away, but that don't work. You know what I'm saying? The truth is, ladies, I'm telling you, and a lot of you has had promiscuous aspects in your life, and we shame y'all for it. And it's only until I got older is where I realized this is so wrong, because at the end of the day, there's great value in you, and you are so much more equipped than a lot of other women out here, so much more versed, so much more experienced, and so much more efficient as far as treating a man good. I've had a lot of experiences with women who was classically labeled a hoe in the street, but can really, really make you feel like a king. And here it is. A lot of niggas know this. A lot of niggas know this to be true, but a lot of men can't admit it because they don't want to admit that they have emotional ties to someone who's considered a whore in the street. But at the end of the day, you know, everybody goes through that promiscuous window where we out here and we're trying different things. The only problem is there's no reason for a woman to have strong promiscuous errors in her life. Why? Because women outnumber men. So it doesn't seem like that's necessary for a woman to do. And it never was. That wasn't a woman's thing. But for a man, it's sort of like a rites of passage for us because, I mean, we out here. Listen, any attractive man in any particular society or neighborhood, whether he's gorgeous, whether he's successful, whether he's funny or he's athletic, in a 40-block radius, he may have a chance with almost every single female in his neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? So the reality of a young black man is very different from what a lot of women want to see. You know what I'm saying? And they tell you, you can only be a good man if you pick one. You know, pick one. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, when you're 18 to 21, you got to pick one to be a good man. When you 21 to 25, you got to pick one to be a good man. When you're outnumbered by all of these women and there's a whole bunch of amazing things going on in your life and you're trying to find yourself and you're trying to discover what type of man am I, they're telling you you can only be a good man if you pick one. Now listen, I thought at the age of 9, the tender age of 9 or 10, that I was a dog. Because that's all I heard women refer to men as. Dog this, dog that, dog this, dog that. So at the end of the day, you know, you grow up plagued in your head saying like, damn, if I don't do the things that society is telling me to do, I'm a bad person. And women will make you feel like you're a bad person sincerely because they don't understand the time and the energy that it takes for you to maturate to be a good husband. So they throw all kind of labels and shit on you. But at the same time, there's a lot of women discovering themselves too, but they're doing it in private. But when it hit the fan, they're heavily scrutinized by this. And I feel like now as an older person, I realize the value in everybody who has taken time out to really seek themselves out. If you notice, spiritual women that, you know, is in the spiritualism and African spirituality, they're very sexual people. Why? Because sexuality and spirituality holds a relationship. There's a lot of sexuality within spirituality. There's no sexuality within religion. And most black women in America was raised as Christians. And as Christians, we're not told the truth. We're not told how to deal with sex. We're not told how to properly deal with self. Okay? They only indoctrinate you on the concepts of religion, right? So at the end of the day, women who are more leaning towards that spiritual concept of rising in consciousness, they're very sexual. They're very open with themselves, especially when you start eating better, you start thinking better. And sex is so important to the human experience. And a lot of people try to put that behind them. But at the end of the day, sex is everywhere. Sex is us and we are sex. But we don't deal with it the way that we should, right? Because we're not educated on it, right? So what happens is you have a woman who's going through all of these different things sexually, and on top of that, there's circumstances where something might have been done to her as a young girl, which enables her to go out there and not value herself the way she should. So she's doing all of these things, but no one is paying attention to how much she's learning, okay, and how efficient as a lover she is. And when this type of girl becomes a side chick, there's niggas that's in love with this girl because she is such she's so much more efficient and making a man happy than this woman who's considered a 10, okay, who have a chip on her shoulder, and here it is, you spend the rest of your life trying to please her. But here it is, this girl that you casted aside, who's a really good fucking woman, okay, is not getting the type of proper love and attention that she deserves because she's labeled as something. And we can't let those ideas and concepts down. But I promise you, ladies, if half these niggas could pick y'all up and move y'all away to another state where nobody don't know y'all, he would fall in love with you and be the happiest man. Because the fact that you suck his toes, you roll his weed, and you cook for him better than his own fucking girlfriend. A lot of girlfriends got chips on their shoulders because they made the cut. I cook, I clean, I do that. But no one has asked him, do you have sex with him better than a girl that you never even heard about? Okay? And niggas, when they experience the best sex they ever had, they always gonna try to go to that. A woman is she could probably have the best sex she ever had, but if a man is presenting to her security and a relationship commitment, all of that, I'm just saying, presenting it to her, she'll more so fall for that and deal with bad sex. But men cannot do that, okay? Men cannot do that. We're not wired that way because we're more honest sexually. So at the end of the day, you know, there's this thing where men really love this side chick, and a lot of women experience that even in their own relationship. Like, damn, I can't get this nigga to stop cheating on me with this one girl. He loved that girl, and he don't know how to tell you that. You understand what I'm saying? And it's tough news. It's tough news. But at the end of the day, we have plagued women with this label, and we're not discovering how powerful promiscuity can be. You ever like been somewhere and a woman that's labeled a hoe walks in a room, how powerful she is, everybody's staring at her and shit? It's like when she walked, the ground shake. We're not looking at the metaphysics of that. Now, I'm not saying every girl go out there and start dotting themselves, but I'm saying if you had that phase, okay, and you're still plagued by that, and people still remember you as that, trust me, there's something so much more special to you, and I'm just trying to point that out. I'm trying to get this filth off your heart or off of people's minds and make you realize your value. You are very powerful. And even a man who's been considered community dick, a community dick nigga walking any place, he's powerful. I'd be damned if somebody call me community dick and front like they ain't love me at one point. Let somebody call me that. Make me pull up receipts and show them how much they used to love you. You understand what I'm saying? People throw out all these different type of terms, but you are highly requested all through these types of times where you spent with that person in particular. Now, it's very hard to recreate this conversation because yesterday it was spontaneous, it was live. So I'm trying to remember everything that I was saying. But overall, I'm just trying to make you understand how powerful these things are that we don't understand. There's a spiritual science to how things play out. And like I said, in Pretty Woman, if you understand Vivian, and Vivian is such a dope name. I don't know anybody from the age of 21 to 40 that's black who's named Vivian, but Vivian is one of those sexy old school classic names. And she had it. She had that giggle. She had that smile, and he was completely charmed by her. She was teaching this nigga things that he did not expect to be in her. Why? Because she didn't have the formal education. She was out on the street selling her pussy. And I'm telling you, what we don't understand is God, the feeling, the aura of a god or a goddess can come in all forms. It could be the prostitute on the street or the bum on the corner. That's what metaphysics teach you. It's not just because you're educated. See, especially our women. Black women think because they got 2-3 master degrees that they smart. But again, college indoctrinates you and it teaches you what the white patriotic system wants to teach you. I be getting in debates all the time. Well, I got my master's degree and I know what I'm doing. No, you fucking don't know what you're talking about because you don't know spirituality and science. You don't study metaphysics. You don't study alchemy. So you can't fucking debate me on these things. People, when they think they got a degree, they think they smart. But a degree don't make you smart. A degree prepares you for the indoctrination process that this white patriotic system puts you through to work for 8 hours until you fucking die. If you turn the 8 sideways, it's the symbol for infinity. So it's ironic that they make us work 8 hours a day. Not 7, not 6, but the average hours amount a day people work is 8. And 8 is infinity turned sideways so that it can show you that you're gonna work for us for the rest of your fucking life until you die. Okay? There's a metaphysics and the reason why they use certain numbers and symbols. A lot of y'all not paying attention to that because y'all are Christians. Christianity has taken the hearts and the minds of real black women and indoctrinated them into not fighting for themselves, not believing in themselves, and putting all this faith into some pretend deity in the sky that never existed. It's all allegoric, okay? So don't talk to me about, oh, I go CCC. CCC ain't teach you shit. They still teaching you the same bullshit that they've been teaching you all these fucking years. I went there. My mom forced me to go there. And I'm telling you, they still talking about the same shit. All right? So don't tell me nothing about Christianity and church and da-da-da-da-da. All of that shit is bullshit. What we need to be studying is the metaphysics and the alchemy because that's our primordial knowledge. And if you study that, you will realize that there's a whole nother movie playing right now. You know what I'm saying? Right in front of your eyes. There's a whole nother thing going on. And a lot of us don't, believe me when I tell you, there's a lot of men right now in a relationship with a woman that they love, but they are not pleased, they're not satisfied, they're not happy, and they don't know how to tell their woman that. There's a lot of women who's in a relationship with a man who has the security, has everything that she needs to feel safe and secure, bills paid, everything, but she is not happy. She doesn't feel sexy. She doesn't feel young. She is thinking about Mike Larry, who used to bust her fucking ass. All right? And she is finding a way to get back to that feeling, that young feeling again. And, you know, she can't because, well, sometimes they do anyway. But again, we have to start being honest. Sometimes you got to stand your man up. Look at him. Stand him up straight. Look at his dick. Look at him. Look at his body and stand him up and tell him what you don't like and tell him what you like. A lot of people don't understand too. A lot of people is against porn. See, I've been watching porn since I was young. There's a lot of women who watch porn and they would tell you the difference between somebody that watch porn and enjoys porn. They have sex very differently from somebody who don't, because porn is going to give you the visual, explicit ideas to change up certain tactics. Tell me if I'm lying. Before Superhead sucked Mr. Marcus' dick on that porno, and she spit on the dick and started doing the wop with the hand, a lot of girls wasn't doing that. They was sucking dick like they met somebody on ChristianMingle.com. They was giving ChristianMingle.com head. Really, really dry head. I don't know how a dick could go in your mouth, and when it come out, the dick is dry. All right? So there was a lot of women who was giving ChristianMingle.com head, and up until Superhead came on that porno and sucked the dick the way she did, a lot of girls ain't know you got to put the dick all the way in the back of your throat to bust up that mucus membrane and get the mucus on it. It's not just the regular saliva, it's the mucus. And they fucking doing the whop and all shit on the head and all that. A lot of girls did not know how to do that until Superhead dropped that porno. And a lot of women admitted that. There's a metaphysics in pornography. All right? I'm telling you, listen, at the end of the day, we have to start being honest with our lovers. That's the one thing we don't know how to master. We don't know how to master honesty. All right? We don't know how to tell somebody this doesn't feel right. This vibe is off. And nobody don't want to teach somebody how to make love to them after a particular age. So I get it. So the only way that you could attempt to make things better is if you are brutally fucking honest. And that's the thing that we are so bad at. We are so bad at being honest. And I'm telling you, it's to a point where right now our relationships is failing because all we doing is getting along. I tell you, relationships now, they used to be based on love. Right now, they're currently based on a financial arrangement. If we're going to be together, can we survive together? Or being together is only the purpose of surviving in this city. Okay? It's not about love. People used to fall in love off of charm alone. He's charming, so I fell in love with him. He's the best. He's the most amazing man I ever met because he's so intelligent and so charming. And that does not suffice women no more. And that's why y'all so unhappy, because y'all are never, ever, ever gonna find that true love and happiness if y'all keep looking for a nigga to take care of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Well, we take care of ourselves right now. All of that shit is bullshit, all right? Because the black family, the black state of America right now is in shambles. And men have to lead the women out of this shit. Men is the ones who built society. Men is the one who built technology. Men is the one who built families. And right now we in this huge agenda that, the black woman is God, the black woman is God. But at the end of the day, if the black woman is only God, what happens to us? We become subconsciously subordinate to her, and we would never develop the intensity that we need to lead y'all into a better life, to lead y'all into freedom, to protect our children, to take over our neighbors and our society and our communities. Because the black woman is God. Okay? That's a fucking understatement. The black woman is a creator of gods. She creates gods. Because the only way a spirit could come through in this incarnation is through her vagina. And the womb, aka the matrix. The matrix is a 7,000-year-old word that means the womb. That's the only way you can incarnate a spirit into this realm. And by doing so, she is the creator. Okay? In this flat plane, she is the creator. We are gods. Fellas, we are gods because we create everything on this earth for her, the creator, and for our children. So at the end of the day, we have to start the agenda that the black man is God so that he could come out this mental slump that he's in feeling like he's under a woman. I say all the time, the only race of people where the woman out-earns the man is the black race. Every other race, the man out-earns his woman. And it's incredible. The white man out-earns his woman. The Asian man out-earns his woman. The Indian man, and you could go on and on. The black woman is the only woman who out-earns her man, and you think that's by design? You think this whole because we're so educated and successful is the reason why we out-earn our man? No. The agenda is on him. He is enemy number one. He and his seed has the power to annihilate white people, period. So they have to do everything. Let me tell you, black men make up 8 to 11% of the population in this country, but we make up 52% of the prison population. How is that fucking possible? Out of 100%, we only 8 to 11% of the population in America, and at the end of the day, here we are, 52% of prisoners locked away is black men. How is that possible? Then we're not talking about the 10 million free black men in this country who are missing. There's 10 million black men in this country who are going missing. Okay? And nobody's understanding the depression in the black community, where it's the ratio to female to male is 7 to 1. 7 to 1. So we have to start knocking these chips off our shoulders and realizing that we need the perfect coalition between the black man and the black woman to lead us into a better thinking. But we have to drop that Christianity bullshit, because pastors are not here to teach power and freedom to their people. Okay, because they're all part of one faction, and they all are able to collect all y'all money and not pay no taxes if he agrees to not teach y'all black power or freedom or righteousness as a black person to overcome oppression. He is not allowed to teach y'all the truth. That's why he keep teaching y'all the Bible. And if you ever really pay attention to most pastors don't get heavily and descriptively into Revelations. They vaguely talk about it, but they don't really get into it. Ask your pastor about the 16 books of the Bible that was left out. Ask your pastor about the book of Enoch. Because if he taught y'all the book of Enoch, y'all will understand that all this shit is a sham and all this shit is a lie. And why would the white man give y'all a deity, Jesus Christ? Because the letter J is synonymous with the time that white people have arrived here 6,000 years ago. Okay, and if you want to study the Christ figure, there were several Christ figures before this one called Jesus Christ. The Greek one, Horus. The Egyptian one, Heru, which my son is partially named after. So why not study the original text? Why not study the Gnostic system where all these things come from? Why would white people give y'all a deity if they're racist and they wanted to control and take over and enslave black people? Why would they give you a deity in your favor to help you while you pray? There's a saying, one man's God is another man's devil. So y'all don't even fucking have the sophistication to understand that they took Set, Satan, or whatever, the oldest primordial god, and turned him around into some evil shit, okay? And gave y'all Jesus Christ, who is a subordinate deity that does not do anything for you but ignore you. One man God is another man's devil. So the God and the spiritual system that we were praising, they turned evil. And they gave us something that only works for them, not for us. Matter of fact, it don't even work for them because they don't have souls. Okay? When you don't have melanin, you don't have a soul. Everything have a spirit. Rat, cat, dog, bird, white people. All things have a spirit in order to be in this realm. But again, only melanated people have souls. And most of our melanated people's souls are asleep. Okay? So at the end of the day, you need to check your religion. All right? Because y'all don't even know who these gods are, or who these demons and devils are. Y'all don't even know. It's a whole fucking lie. Everything was told to us in 180. All right? So you do that research and figure out if I'm talking shit. I dare anybody to challenge me on this shit. All right? Because I took the time and I dug through. I watched 4 to 6 hours of documentaries and lectures per day. Nothing less. So I dare, and I read. So I dare anybody to fucking come debate me on this shit. Y'all praying to invisible deities that don't fucking exist. But our African spiritual system, which they deem evil, everything that our African spiritual system derives of or lives in is considered spookism in this time and place where we live now. Or voodoo, the voodoo system, the Yoruba, all of these different things is our powers, okay? And they got y'all scared of that shit. So at the end of the day, we need to understand that metaphysics, alchemy meaning the study of all the metals and chemicals and different shit in this world, but primarily melanin. Alchemy is primarily the study of melanin, carbon. Well, melanin is the magical spiritual component of carbon. Okay? And we need to look into these things so that we can be educated on who we are and what we are. But moving forward, I want to make it very clear. This concept of the divine whore is a very deep metaphysical conversation. And women who go through strong windows of promiscuous years are more valuable, more intelligent, more tactful, more efficient than we think. And just because you got some fucking degree and you some uppity ass chick who think, you a 10, don't mean shit. I swear to God, moving forward, I'm going for all 7s. And I don't mean 7s based off of, oh, you look like a 7, but 7 based off of the fact that you're not bodacious. You don't ask for much. You don't require much, but to be loved. A calm 7 would fuck you, suck your toes, roll your weed, and do all kind of shit, and will be calm about it. These women walk around with chips on their shoulders. Men don't like that. Niggas is tired of taking y'all to brunch. You think y'all, listen, you think niggas want to eat this much? Niggas don't want to eat this much. Niggas is tired of doing the same old shit that y'all want to do. All right? Fact of the matter is, our relationships is falling because we're not being honest. Now, a nigga 3 times out of 5 will more love to come lay with you and hug up with you and watch good movies and shit and relax and fuck and sleep and cuddle. Because that's how women used to deal with us back in the day. Now everything is, I want to go out, I want to go on a trip, I want to get this bag. Everything is fucking money all the time. And that shit is running niggas crazy. That's giving men the impression that if I have the money to pay for your pussy, I'll get your pussy. I don't have to love you. I don't have to respect you. Where's the bonding? Where's the friendship that we used to have? So again, on a review, I want you to understand that the divine whore, this concept, that there's men out here, women out here. Well, I'm talking to the fellas. Fellas, you're in relationships, and there's a side chick that this woman can't understand why this guy loved the side chick so much. Okay? It was because she's simple, she's easy, she's caring. She's less challenging. A nigga don't want to have to deal with a cackling ass woman that's you can't please her. No matter what you do, you cannot please her. All right? And here it is. You have a woman that's not asking for much, that knows how to cater to you, and in turn, you start catering to her. But what happened? She had a reputation back in the day. She fucked 2 of your friends. And you want to love her, and you want to fall in love with her, but you can't because your ego's too big, and you don't know how to let it go. So, yesterday, it was more raw, more deeper, but I try to touch everything that I need to touch because I'm going to start coming at y'all on some other shit because normal conversations is not going to cut it. We got to start really getting into the deep spirituality and the sciences of who we are as black people and the differences between us and everybody else on this planet. We cannot think like everybody else. And black women, stop thinking that entertainment is just entertainment and it's not affecting y'all subconscious. It is affecting y'all subconscious to sit there and watch VH1 or fucking night with your daughters. It is subconscious that the fact that y'all love trap music and all that I do is smoke hookah and listen to trap music all day, and you don't think that music is going to affect you? The music has been weaponized. The music is an agenda upon you that's making y'all turn into these degenerate ass niggas. It is an agenda upon you to stand there and shake your ass and be naked all over social media. And you think you rising. Y'all falling. The black woman has fallen. Okay? The black state of America has never been as bad since the black woman has become so powerful. We have never seen a black woman so powerful, but yet we've never seen black state of America so bad. So no, y'all are not the ones that's gonna lead us out of this shit. It's us. And we have to consider ourselves gods, and we have to do what we have to do to protect you, because you're the creator. It wasn't y'all job to come here and work all fucking day to just pay bills and go on Instagram and brag about this shit. Nobody don't give a fuck about what y'all doing. We give a fuck about where y'all going. And where y'all going is down. Alright? We need the perfect coalition between the black man and the black woman to rise in consciousness and rise the black family and raise these children right. Because the children are failing. Okay? It's the truth. And if you can't deal with the truth, then you can't fuck with me on any conversation. And I dare anybody to debate me on anything that I'm saying. I dare you. Oh, I got 2 master's degrees. I don't know who you talking. Shut the fuck up with that shit. Nobody give a fuck about your degree. You know, listen to the word degree. A degree of what? A measure of what? Nothing. We have to get in tune with who we are as black people and use our true spiritual systems and our true primordial knowledge to rise. And we can't have these chips on our shoulders. The black man and the black woman is in competition. Y'all don't want to understand that this white patriotic system has done everything to disenfranchise y'all men. They took the vocational programs out of high schools, which our grandfathers was able to buy all these houses out here. Now all these houses is for sale. The black woman is so strong, yet the black community is falling. So at the end of the day, y'all cannot do this shit by yourself. Y'all need us. All right? And we have to start acknowledging that y'all role is much more spiritual than physical. We have a physical ideal to be here, and we're the maintenance workers of this planet. Y'all are the creators of man. Human, meaning color. Y'all are the creators of these avatars and these spiritual beings having a human experience. Y'all are the gateway to that. Y'all are not supposed to come here and do man shit, but y'all are not acknowledging the fact that we've been taken over by a cancer, by a subordinate recessive gene that we created ourselves, okay? And then it came back to cause and wreak havoc on this earth and on black people. It was an experiment going wrong. We created the white man, and now he's in control. But he's a program. He doesn't exist. He's a program. All he is a psychological projection of challenges that we need to overcome. Right now, the ones with souls here happen to be the only ones who's having the hardest time on the earth. Again, melanated people are the only people who have souls. Why is it that the melanated people have the hardest time here? Is because all of this shit doesn't exist. Okay? We're being challenged. This is a program. This is a holographic experience. This is this is a program. These motherfuckers is here to challenge us to rise in our consciousness, because we're not supposed to be trying to become more human. We're supposed to be ascending as gods and leaving this fucking plane. Okay? So I'm trying to get y'all to understand that there's levels to this shit. But going back to the main topic, the divine whore, you are not what you think you are. And don't ever let nobody tell you anything less. And ladies who think y'all got all y'all shit together, y'all don't. All right? Y'all don't. And we need to have this conversation more openly. And we need to stop pretending like we doing this shit all alone. It was never intended for us to be here alone and do this shit alone. And we got to work together and fight together and think together. You got to eat right as well. Because when you eat better, you think better. When you listen to positive music, positive energy and positive living, it's just automatic. It starts to happen. But our music is the most powerful thing in the world, because it's vibration, and we are composed of vibration. We are full vibratory beings. So when the music is negative, we will be negative. When the music is positive, we will be positive. Okay? So stop fucking calling music entertainment, because it's not entertainment. It's hell. Black man and black woman, we're in a war, okay? And we have to acknowledge that as such. And be vigilant. And let's open up these conversations for real now. All right? One love.